Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica and this is Indigo Lightworker Tarot. I'm so glad you could join me. Today I'm going to do a reading for the sign of Aries. Alright, that first house, Aries, the fire sign. Okay, all the March and late March, early April babies here. Okay, so I'm going to start with channeled messages for you, Aries. Okay, and whatever your angels want to tell you at this time, that's what will the messages I will receive, and I will let you know, and then we will get into the tarot. Okay, whenever I am directed to use the tarot cards, I will. Okay, but I will give you the channeled messages first. Now, when I receive messages, okay, there are pauses in between, and if I'm not speaking, then I'm getting a download. Just bear with me. It flows really quickly usually. Okay, so whatever you need to know is the messages that I will give you today. All right, so we'll get started. Okay, I got you came here to complete a task. Okay, so there's something that you need to, whatever you're working on or trying to accomplish, then that's good. Your guides, your angels, they want you to finish that. So don't put anything off. If you are, just go ahead and try to complete whatever task that you've been working on in whatever situation that could apply to you in your life, being that this is a general reading. Okay? Okay. The sky is the limit and you're setting your standards too low. Okay? So in some area, Aries, you're not reaching your full potential. Okay? You may be selling yourself short in some regard here. Spirit is saying they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to settle. They don't want you to put limitations on yourself that shouldn't be there, because they want you to really feel the fulfillment and the accomplishment that they know that you are capable of doing at this time. So just remember that and take that with you with whatever you're doing in life. Okay. Sometimes we see what we want to see and not what's really there. Okay? Sorry. and I think that's every person. Okay? So, are you letting yourself be sold an illusion because the illusion is what you want to see? Or are you in denial on purpose about something, Aries? And because you want to be in denial, and that's where things seem to be, you seem to be okay in the denial, but are you in fact just going through the motions in some type of way? Okay, Spirit wants you to evaluate in that regard. Okay, you may think you know, but your angels are saying you really don't. Okay, so maybe go. This is general speaking. So there might be a situation where you thought you knew, but you didn't really, and now you've gotten yourself stuck in some regard. Okay? They don't want you trapped in whatever illusion that you could have gotten yourself tangled up into. Okay? So you might feel trapped at this time because someone deceived you. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. A very, like, someone around you could be very deceitful, very alluring in some ways, but they are full of false promises in some regard. Okay, and this isn't resonating with you, then that's okay. Just leave this message behind. But obviously, there's something that could be off with energies around you. Okay, and this could be in any type of relationship that you have in life. Something's quite not as it seems. Okay, so just be careful. Really be discerning with any actions you take. Okay, and if you've gotten yourself in a situation that you really don't want to be in, okay, you might have to strategize your way out of it at this time. Okay? That's what the energy spirit is giving me. Okay, they're saying the road to freedom will have to be met by you standing up to people who don't really have your best interests at heart. Okay? So maybe you have some people who are just using you currently in your life. Okay? A bunch of takers, people who are out for themselves in some regard. Spirit is saying you're going to have to stand up for yourself. That they're going to, this behavior from these energies around you is going to continue until you say enough is enough. Okay, so in whatever area of life you're resonating with this message, okay, Spirit is saying the cycle will continue until you put a stop to it. Put your foot down and own what you know is best for you in whatever area of life that this may apply to you. Currently, they said stop thinking with your ego and start thinking with your heart. Okay? So it could be fear could be stopping you. It could be a little bit of pride. It could be doubts. It could be you don't trust some type of situation. Okay? But they're wanting you to lay all that aside. So if it could be other people's opinions even. That's part of our ego, being judged by others. You know, that can really stifle us, really keep us caged in a prison of our own mind, of our own doing in some regards. But Spirit is saying they want you to lay all that to the side. Like, push that away. Push away the doubts, push away the fears, push away the judgments of others, push away you not trusting yourself or any type of thing that involves ego. Okay? Also your pride. Okay? Push it aside. And what do you truly want in your heart? That's where they want you to really ponder over. Is deep down in my heart, what is my heart pulling me toward? Because that's where they think, that's where you will best, you will thrive when you follow your heart, is what Spirit is wanting you to do. Okay, so if you haven't been following your heart and you've been like the type of person that's better with their mind than their heart, or refuses to listen to their heart, or chooses other things over their heart. Could be material things, could be others' opinions can sway you more. It could be empty promises that have gotten you somewhere, okay, but they were very alluring promises, but it was all you following what your mind was telling you instead of what your heart was telling you. Spirit is saying stop listening to that. They want you to be more in your emotions at this time, more in touch with your feelings. Whatever your heart is telling you, that's where they want you to go, okay, at this time. So really evaluate where you're at, and was it based on my ego or was it based on my heart? Okay, you're going to have to do a thorough examination of yourself. Okay, really do a lot of soul searching at this time, Aries, is what your angels are wanting you to do. Okay, you may think you have it all together, but things are falling apart. Okay, so this could be in a lot of areas of your life that you think you've got it together, but things are falling apart. And that could be out of your control at this time. That might not be, because we can't control anyone but ourselves, right? So if things are falling, it seems like you're trying to hold things together, but some things could be falling apart around you. Okay? Spirit does see that in your life. Okay? And they're there for you. Okay? So really, I think they're wanting you to tap into your spirituality at this time to try to help you deal with whatever situation that you might be having to deal with. I'm getting a little bit of chaos in the energy that Spirit is giving me. And if you don't feel that in your life, that's good. Okay. Some of you this won't resonate for, and that's probably a good thing. Okay. But if you are feeling a bit chaotic with what you're having to deal with, okay, that's understandable. Your angels want you to know that they see it and they are there, okay, and really reach out to your spirituality at this time. It will help you get through this tough situation that you could be dealing with at this time. Okay, they're saying that someone you trusted lied to you. Okay, so whether you know about this lie or not, Spirit is wanting you to know that there could be someone that you trusted, or you do trust. Well, they have lied to you about something, and that will be different for each of you. And I don't know really how to expound upon that, except Spirit wants you to be aware. They want you to know that someone has told you a lie. Okay? And it'll affect each of you differently. Okay? I don't know. Just take that as it resonates for you. Okay, they're saying you need to let go of power and control and let love guide you more. Okay, so maybe you feel safe when you have a bit of a upper hand on a situation, or you feel like you're in control in some regards. Okay, they're saying, I feel like they're saying that you thinking that control is where you need to be, or having power over something or someone is what is needed. But they're saying love is more so where you need to, the quality that you need to be at your disposal more so. I think Spirit is saying you're going to thrive more, you're going to be happier when you're guided with love than with some type of false sense of control. Okay, because really, I think when I realized that control is an illusion and I can't really control people, of course I can try to guide, like I have children, so I do try to guide them. But honestly, I can't control their actions, okay? And I kept trying to, in some regard, I did want to try to control someone's actions in different aspects of my life. And you can't do that. You really can't. And once you realize that and you kind of like relinquish that mindset that I can just talk somebody into being or doing what I want them to do. Maybe I can talk them into changing. Once you let go of that, okay, there's so much freedom of just being like, you are who you are. I embrace that. I love you for that. And it's okay. And I'm not going to try to change you because it's pointless and it's exhausting. Okay? And I'm going to choose to love you moving forward and not try to lord over you how I perceive you should be. Okay? Because that's not going to happen, in all honesty. People are going to be who they are, regardless of what you think they should be. Okay? And that's just the way it is. They can change if they want to. You can kind of give them, you could be a good influence. We can all be a good influence on one another. But at the end of the day, people are who they choose to be. Okay? And there are influences that they can take on that will help them, but that's their choice at the end of the day. Okay? But when we shower someone with love and we're guided with love, that is where more of a fulfillment and happiness lies. Okay, so really let that be your guide. I think your angels are wanting love to be your guide at this time, which that should be all of our guides. And you could be a very loving person at that time. At this time, I'm not saying you're not. Okay, it's just a good thing that all of us can keep in mind, that love could be that love is something that we should all be guided by. Okay, and I think that's what your angels are conveying at this time. Okay. Strength lies in letting go. Okay? And this can apply to a lot of aspects. A lot of what I just said, of like letting go of control, or letting go of what we think someone should be, or letting go of someone did us dirty, or someone said something that was not nice, or someone did us wrong, and we're just holding on to it, and we got a firm grasp on it. And it's really taking away from our happiness in some regards, because we're holding on to all this resentment, all this hostility, all this anger. Okay? And Spirit is saying, strength lies in just letting go. Okay? You could be giving your power away when you hold on to things and you don't forgive. Okay? Forgiveness is not about, I think most of us know that forgiveness is not about saying that was okay. It was about saying it's not okay, but I'm going to move past it. Okay? I'm not going to let it take over and consume me with all of these qualities that are just going to make me bitter, honestly. Because when we don't forgive, we can become a very bitter person, and we hold on to that, and it's not healthy for us, and we don't want to be filled with toxic energy. Okay? When we're filled with that kind of, when we're holding on to all of that, it really affects us. It affects your mindset. It affects your outlook. It affects your perspective. It affects your demeanor. And it affects the way you carry yourself and the words you speak and the way that you come off. Okay? When you're filled with a spirit of being unforgiving and holding on to resentment, it can really hurt. It hurts you a lot more than that other person, because that other part, you're giving that person power that they don't deserve, and it's really affecting you. Okay? And you want to be filled with positivity. Okay? And now some things you can't forgive. Okay? And I get that. But for the most part, you can forgive most things. Okay? And when we can't forgive, we do try to need to heal from it. Either way, there has to be some type of healing going on with us, because if we don't heal, it can have very detrimental effects on mostly our behavior moving forward. Okay? And it could challenge how we see ourselves, and it could challenge if we love ourselves, if we don't heal. Okay? And I think I said this in another video. Loving yourself is so vital. It's the most important thing. One of the most important things that a person can do for themselves is to love themselves. Okay? And Spirit is wanting you to cherish yourself. Okay? Is the main message that I'm getting, is they want you to really cherish yourself. Okay, they're saying take time to ask yourself, is this what I want? Okay, and that'll be different for each of you. It could be, is this the job I want? Is this the life I want? Is this where I want to live? Is this the purchase I want to make? Just like calculate up and reevaluate where you want to be. Okay? And that could really get you on a different path. It could get you on a different timeline. It could really change the way you see things and where you want to go. Okay? Sometimes we're just so wrapped up in the routine of life that we forget to make sure that this is the routine that we want. Or if we're just kind of like going through the motions in some respects. I think Spirit doesn't want you to just be going through the motions of life. They want you to really have a zest and love for life and be filled with that love, and that love is kind of radiating out of you and guiding you in a lot of respects in your life. Okay. They're saying we don't judge, we love. Okay, so they don't want you to think that they're judging. They're just loving. Okay, they have your best interest at heart. And they're coming from a place of love. They want you to know that. Your angels, your ancestors are coming from a place of love. So they truly do love you and they want the best for you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use the tarot cards because we're already like 25 minutes in. Okay. So we'll see what else Spirit wants to tell you, Aries. Okay, what else does Spirit want to tell you at this time? Okay. Okay, we have the Death card, we have the Strength card in reverse, and we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, I feel like there are endings are taking place in your life in some type of way. And you could be experiencing a transformation. Okay, and that could be just in your mindset and the way you view things, or it could be in the physical, like physical transformation going on with you. I feel like you could be experiencing some bad health or depression at this time with that Strength card in reverse. That's Leo energy. Okay? You could feel like you don't have power, or you're powerless, or you're stuck in something that has to do, and you could have gotten there because of passion with that Knight of Wands energy. Maybe you passionately, Aries, went towards something and now you feel stuck. Okay? You went from, okay, but something is ending. Okay? There's some type of release going on with you. There's a release, but you feel this release is really affecting you, and you feel like it's out of your hands. You've lost some type of grip with the Strength card reversed, and with the Knight of Wands, which is fire energy. I think this could have happened because you could have made a decision, a decision that maybe you didn't think it all the way through. Let's find out more. We'll find out more. Okay. We have the Two of Cups reversed, and it's falling under the Death card. So I feel like you could be releasing something that just is not harmonious with you. Okay? It could be a love relationship, because the Two of Cups is about emotions. It's about partnership. But some type of relationship that you have emotions toward is broken. There's not any love there. Okay, you feel like that you don't have anything to give emotionally. So you're emotionally checked out of a relationship. Okay, we have the Four of Swords. So you've been really up in your head and reevaluating and thinking about something. And then we have the Ten of Wands. So I feel like you're going to, you've been burdened down with something, but you're releasing it. Or that's your wish to, because we have the Nine of Cups. You want to let go of something that you feel has become too heavy for you to bear. Okay, and you've been strategizing how to do this with the Four of Swords. Okay? All right, we have the Page of Swords but reversed, and then a Queen of Wands reversed. Okay. So I feel like a Queen of Wands, it could be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be, okay? But this person exudes fire energy, okay? They could be very lustful. Since it's reversed, this person is a very selfish, jealous, insecure, sexually driven person, okay? Who has lied to you, manipulated you, who's controlling. Okay, they've deceived you, and this person is all talk and no action. So, they make up things, is what I'm getting. Okay, and you want to release this person. You want to release this person. Once upon a time, you were passionate for this person. Okay, and you impulsively, it could be you recklessly went toward this. It doesn't, this situation, we'll call it a situation, but I feel like it's a person. Now, this is not going to resonate with everyone. Okay, this is just a general reading, so just take what does feel like it applies to you. Okay, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right, Aries, I feel like you're releasing something that is just draining you. Okay, and once upon a time you felt passionate for it, but that passion has since waned. Okay, and you're really up in your head, and you're reflecting, you're contemplating. Anytime you're alone, you're doing this. You're thinking about how to get out of some type of situation that is very burdensome, and you feel like your happiness, that releasing this situation is where you can find take back your power, take back your happiness. Okay, but you're dealing with someone who kind of is who thinks that they can control you in some type of way. Okay, they might say they have leverage over you. I'm getting that they have dirt on you. It could be. But I feel like this person is dirty. Okay, in some type of way. This person doesn't play fair. So I think they're not squeaky clean. I'm telling you right here now, this person's not squeaky clean. They're anything but squeaky clean. Okay. Because on the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So I feel like this person is very detrimental towards you, Aries. They've gotten you involved in some bad habits. Okay. Some habit, they are not only condoning you in this behavior, but they're also introducing you to new bad habits, I feel like. Okay, this person doesn't care about you and your well-being. Okay, they just want to have you under their thumb, and they think that the more bad habits that you indulge in, the more control they have. And so it's all about control with this person. They want you isolated. They want you in a state of mind that's toxic, where you're kind of just going through the motions because this person has got you wrapped up in the unhealthy. Okay? This person could be mystical. Someone who likes the dark arts. Okay, because I have the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, and all this person is doing is creating conflict in your life. There's a lot of fights. There's a lot of competition. This could be a very abusive relationship, a very toxic one. This person could be taking your money too, secretly stealing money from your purse or your wallet. Okay, take it how it resonates. But we have the Ten of Swords. So the worst is over, and you're going you could be experiencing a painful ending with this person. Okay? You've kind of weighed out this decision and you've come to terms with it. You didn't see this, you were in denial about this person, or you couldn't see this person for who they really were, but now you see them. And it could be an earth sign, because I have a Queen of Pentacles here. So it could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, but you are going to protect yourself and block this person because you want something, you're wanting something real in your life, because I have the Ten of Cups. Okay, so you could be dealing with a Pisces. Okay. We have all of the, well, we don't have a lot of water here, because I feel like there's not any love in this situation. Okay, the only love on the table is the Two of Cups reversed. The only cups. And that's reversed. So there's definitely no love here. This relationship is about power, control, money. Could be sexual. I'm getting a lot of sexual energy. Okay, so I feel like this Queen of Wands is very sexual and very giving with the sexual energy. Okay, there's a lot of come one, come all type of energy. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on. All right, so let's use another deck and let's get your advice moving forward. Okay, what can you tell Aries moving forward, because they're really up in their head about this situation? Okay, we have the 10 of Wands again. So Spirit is saying release this. Release this. You need to let go. Okay? This is a burden that you need to let go of. Okay, what else can you tell me, Spirit, as the advice? Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles. So they're wanting you to weigh things out and to make a decision. Make a choice. And they want you to find stability. Okay, take back your balance, take back your power, and just make that choice. Okay, so you've been reflecting, you've been overthinking. Okay, you've been up in your head for a while now. And Spirit knows that you feel powerless in this situation, but they're saying that you need to make a choice and to take a stand for what you know you deserve. Okay, Aries? I think we will end it there. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day.